Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you. Choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back.
I just love that song. I do. It just gets me all pumped up. Grandma, hey girl, hey. What's up?
Girl, hey, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Well, right now it's just you and me. How about that?
That's okay. It looks like
know.
we got 5 in your chat.
Well, that is just wonderful. Okay, now this is going to be about beautiful Paula Belmonte. I found out last night that hi Gia, that she passed away, and it broke my heart. However, she's no longer suffering. Okay, and we're also going to do a case update of the treehouse murder. If anybody, people don't know, she is the victim in that case. Look who's here, Grandma. Looky here.
Oh, he must be in your other channel. Is he? Hi, Dan.
No, everybody's on this one. But Gia doesn't know about this case, really. So I did find out last night, because they canceled the pre-trial for this case for Franklin Tucker for 3/7, but I see it's back on now, status conference. And so I got the documents of that. We'll look at that. Let's see what else. And then whatever else. And I want to show you what I made last night. And her sister came and left a comment. I want you guys to read what she says. Hold on. Where is it? Hold on. R.I.P.
I did see what she wrote. It was really sweet.
I know. Hey guys, this is really heartbreaking. Well, for me anyways. You guys remember Paula Belmonte? She was a victim in the treehouse murder, that trial that I just watched. And I didn't know her, but watching everything about her and what happened, there's a connection. Okay, she passed away February 6th. She was born December 29th, 1963 in Pennsylvania. She passed away in Key West from complications of COPD. She graduated from the Great Valley High School in 1981. She is survived by her 3 children. Let's see, who else? A niece and 4 nephews. She moved to Key West in 1999. She had many friends over the years. She was a member of United Methodist Church. She enjoyed volunteering, teaching Sunday, Vacation Bible School. She volunteered in the food soup kitchen, the food bank, and enjoyed ringing the bell at Christmas with the Salvation Army. She took some classes at the Lower Keys Community College and enjoyed the beach, key lime pie, and many things in the Key West. Her and her mother were extras in Rocky V movie filmed in Philadelphia. I looked, I can't find it, but I'm going to keep trying. She loved Willie Nelson. She met him 3 times. She enjoyed the band Modern English, A Flock of Seagulls. She had many high school friends and enjoyed spending time whenever she was in Pennsylvania. And yeah, okay. As of right now, there's no date for a memorial. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. Okay, so now we're going to read what her sister wrote because I think it's important. Okay, her sister's name is Patty. She says, "Thank you for the tribute. Paula is my sister. We are heartbroken and trying to process it all. She has been cremated, and a memorial is scheduled for April 20th in Pennsylvania." So I think that's an important part now that we know celebration of life here. And then, okay. She said, "Thanks, we are devastated, but took solace in knowing she is no longer in pain. We tried to get her to go into hospice, but she refused. She lived by her own rules and left this world on her own terms. As a close friend of hers told me, Paula wasn't afraid of dying, but she's afraid of being forgotten. So I ask everyone to remember her." Okay. That gave me goosebumps, you guys.
That made me really sad too.
I
I'm
know.
sorry for their loss.
And I'll never forget Paula. I mean, look at, we were on this case 3 weeks, almost every day, weren't we? We probably got 1 day a week where we didn't look into this case. We watched every video of her. And I'm glad she did get, okay. And I'm upset, and I'm going to say this, with the prosecutor from that case. You want to know why? I should find that clip where he says Paula supposedly was sick. Remember that?
Yeah, he just really dismissed her,
Yep.
and it was very inhumane. Let's say that.
And you know what? This is her story. She knows what's up. You know what I mean? Do you think that, okay, she's going to be hanging around alleged killer that tried to kill her and her friend, killed her friend? Come on. Just saying. Grandma. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is
What?
nothing. I'm just laughing. Okay, you're so funny.
You
Okay,
why?
because I'm just laughing. Okay, she died from COPD, and I'm gonna show her Facebook. I'm gonna show her Facebook too, because you know something else we didn't know about her. She had skin cancer. Uh-huh. You guys know how some cases you get attached to more than others? Believe me, everybody's important to me. But this is one of those cases. Probably because we followed this one so close and we had like discovery stuff, unlike any other case we've ever covered. Ain't that right, Grandma?
I felt that Paula's giving her testimony was more important to her than anything else being at the end of her life. She
And
wanted to
yep,
be heard. She deserved to be heard. She was the victim. She wanted to get out there what she believed, and they really they diminished what she was trying to say and do, and they did not do her justice.
no.
The prosecutors, I mean, you know,
Even the judge pissed me off when he yelled
well,
at.
me too. Me too. You know, I got pissed about that too.
Yep.
But, you know, I was glad that she got the opportunity to say what she wanted to say, even though they didn't listen very well. She said what she wanted to say, and that was important to her. And she wanted to spend the last part of her life fighting for what she believed in, and she deserved that. So I was pissed off that they didn't give her the respect that she was owed.
Right. So with that said, and so the documents I have really ain't that long, but it's straight to the point. Do you want to know something crazy? No, not 100%, and that can all change. He's going to represent himself again.
Well, yeah, he did well last time, so
Well,
now he knows what he didn't do properly, and now he has the time to request certain other people to be in the court this time.
yeah, and hopefully it's a different county or different, you know, whatever, because she's got a pretty smile. Hold on. Because hold on, you guys. I'm sorry. I got to get to StreamYard. Okay, here we go. What was I going to say? I can't even remember. Oh, because the judge thought it was okay that Colleen Dunn, Detective Pitcher, and Penny Phelps didn't have to testify. They didn't have to come to the courtroom. How come they have a choice?
I think that's really messed up.
Right.
And also, you know, certain people that Ty wanted to have brought in as a witness and to cross-examine himself, he didn't have the opportunity to subpoena them there, to get
Right.
them there for a deposition, to depose them, sorry, because of where that other person resides, if that's the proper way to say it.
Well, and remember, he did subpoena them. However, the subpoena, he had to reapply for it. You know what I mean? Or refile. And he didn't get that opportunity. That's what they use for an excuse, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he needed more time to do it how they wanted him to, and because of the situation, he didn't have the time to go through all that.
Oh, yeah. They just,
But he will now.
Yeah, they just threw all that. They didn't put anything in order or nothing. But Monroe County, you guys, is very, very, very corrupt. We went through the transcript for the grand jury because we don't know why. We're still trying to figure it out why they're after Tucker.
Well, and think about it. They already said that if it comes to court again, since the mistrial and if they retry it, it's not supposed to be the same judge.
It isn't.
Well, then he might actually get somewhere, huh?
Right. Okay, and what else was I going to say about this? We're going to watch something of Paula here real quick. Also, I want to stay. Okay, Travis was convicted, and so was Rory Wilson, aka Detroit, and Todd Quinn, which is a friend of Paula's. He's in prison too. So all these guys went to prison, right? And I'm going to say I did contact Detroit and Todd, and they both returned my email because I have questions, right? And it don't hurt to ask. I mean, what's the worst they could say is no, and they haven't told me no. They both said yes. It's just finding the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, Gia, you know what we got to go through? What we did go through? We went through every body cam footage that's out there, didn't we? Hours and hours and hours and hours.
Well, we get to go through it again.
Oh,
We're going
yeah.
to be experts by the time it's done.
Oh, we will be. Okay, this is what I want to know about Tucker. Why are they after him? Okay, if anything, allegedly, he might know something. You know what I mean? Might have heard something. But those three, or the two detectives and DA was really after him hardcore. They, on the 17th, what did they do? No, the 19th. Okay, this happened November 17th, 2017. And then on the 19th of, that same month, they did the grand jury thing. And the 22nd, he was arrested. That's how that went down. So we just want to figure out why. We have found corruption, haven't we?
As far as you and I go, our opinions, I think you and I have proven to ourselves that we believe that there was massive corruption.
Oh, God, yes.
And we don't really understand why. There's a piece of the puzzle missing,
Right.
although part of me thinks that it has everything to do with their confidential informants that have information on police officers.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing her up. Athena Clay. Allegedly, well, no, this isn't alleged, is it?
She is responsible for this whole thing, and yet she is not charged because she was an informant. I'm absolutely convinced of it, no matter what anybody says, that she was an informant, and
Yep.
she has something on some of the cops. Otherwise, it makes no sense.
Yeah, she was mad at Paula because she said Paula got her kicked out of wherever she was living, which wasn't true, because Paula had no control. Matthew did. It's Matthew's. Matthew is the other victim. Okay. And she went by April Clay. She wanted to rob and beat up Paula, but she hired Rory or talked Rory and Travis into it. So we're thinking maybe a robbery gone bad. We don't know. What we do know is Rory's DNA was everywhere.
But we do know that it was supposed to be a robbery, and that it was a robbery in retaliation for a
Right.
robbery that allegedly Paula had done again, or ripped off April Clay.
April was jealous of her.
I still have so many questions, though.
Right. And I want to say this about April. She was fortunate enough where she had the choice of having her interviewed videotaped and audio taped because she's special. However, I better say this. She did pass away, and I don't want to talk ill about the dead. However, it all starts there with her. That has been proven.
Like, don't you have questions also about the interview that Penny had in the car with Rory's wife, April, the other April?
Yeah, we're going to have to listen to that again.
Yeah, I'd really like to.
Yeah.
Because it shows so much that Penny was trying to manipulate that. She kept saying what a good person Rory was, and she just knows he had nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
She was buttering her up, and she's all, oh, I know he's just a family guy and he's just blah, blah, blah. That was such crap when I heard it. And now, he's been convicted of this. So she knew something.
Yeah.
She knew something. And April, his wife, she knew what was going on from the get-go too. She knew stuff. And was she ever brought up there? I don't even know.
We don't know.
I don't know if she's given a deposition, but I'd like to know what she knew.
And another thing, there is a lot of deaths surrounding this case, by the way. In the sense of these people being connected somehow. Like knowing each other. And what else did I want to say? So we're probably going to get back into it again, watching everything all over again, because we always learn something, don't we?
Well, either that or it's just always good to look at different aspects of things, once they get to a certain point. And now we've gone through the trial and it's been declared a mistrial. So then you have to reevaluate what you've watched and look at it again and think, okay, how does this look to me now? Knowing that, the jury found this was a mistrial. They could not unanimously decide.
And for my and for
we have to look closer because they had a chance to look closer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did.
We need that. So we got to do it.
And I did see Tucker did put that out there. Out of those 12 people, 11 people voted not guilty. One was stubborn and said guilty. One.
Yeah, 11 of 12 jurors were going for not guilty.
Yep.
And you this is my thinking. You kind of would have to think not guilty because of the corruption that has been proven.
Right.
And that the two main players, Pitcher and Penny, they both are no longer working there. So what does that tell you?
They're no longer in law enforcement.
That's what I'm saying.
Colleen Dunn isn't. She's not a lawyer no more.
Right. And there's a reason she's not.
Because of their dirty ways.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the jury even thought, he's not guilty. And it's not like Gia was asking, do you think that Ty is innocent? Well, that is different. Innocence is different than not guilty. You can't prove he's guilty beyond the reasonable doubt.
Right.
There is reasonable doubt. So we don't know if he is actually completely 100% innocent. Okay. But you can't convict somebody on this case the way it stands. That's my opinion.
Right. And what got me is that his DNA ain't there. Okay, so we're gonna watch. This is this is an interview she did in 2019, I think. She's got a pretty smile. Hold on. Oh, 2021. I'm sorry, 2021. Here's Paula.
Everybody, Doc Justice here with True Homestead. Today we're sitting down with Paula Belmonte. Miss Belmonte is the surviving victim of the treehouse murder story that we've been covering a while here at True Homestead. Miss Belmonte, thank you so much for sitting down with us today to give us your time and tell us a little bit about your story.
You're very welcome.
Miss Belmonte, just because of some of the issues that have gone on in this case, I want to make sure that we're clear here. You're here of your own free will, and you haven't been threatened or coerced in any way or offered any compensation for your interview today, have you?
Yes, I'm here on my own free will because no, I haven't been offered anything.
Okay. And you're just here because you want to be able to tell your story in your words for what you believe to be the truth, and you want people to be able to hear that?
Yes, I want justice for Tyrone.
Absolutely. Miss Belmonte, being the surviving victim of this case, would you like to recount a little for us your recollection of the night that the murder occurred and that you were attacked?
Okay. I was up the stairs with my friends in the treehouse, which is more like a triple tiered deck with a little overhang, and we were hanging out when two people came barreling up the stairs. One jumped on me immediately, slit my neck, telling me that if I didn't give him the money, he was going to kill me. As he was beating me, I was kicking on the floor, the floorboards, yelling for help, and continue to yell for help. And as the two people that were there, the one I didn't really get to see because this other person was at my friend, holding a knife to my friend's throat, doing this to him to be quiet. As these two people were going down the stairs, my landlord, Matthew, came up the stairs, and Rory, Detroit Wilson, the one who slit my neck, started to take off his mask, and Matthew saw it, and that's when he got stabbed and murdered.
Okay, so before Matthew approached and there was an incident with Matthew, Detroit or Rory Wilson is holding you down and had cut you.
Yes. Cut me with his left hand and was beating me with his right hand, punching the hell out of me.
And there's a second assailant that's there, and he's holding a knife to your friend. And that friend is
Yes.
Roger?
Yes. Now, I didn't know this at the time because I really couldn't see much past Detroit because he's a very big man.
Okay, so there were two assailants. One of them,
Yes.
you know for a fact, is Detroit. And
Yes.
he is
Even
attacking you. And then
Yes.
the other assailant is kind of dealing with your friend Roger and telling him to
Yes.
be quiet.
Didn't tell him, but shushed him
Okay.
like that. He didn't speak while he was up top of the stairs.
Okay. And then your landlord, Matthew, starts coming towards up the stairs.
Yes.
And at that point, both assailants leave you.
No, one was already going down, and like Matthew walked past him to come up. That was the person. I guess he had his head turned or whatever. I'm not sure because I couldn't see that. But as Rory was the one facing Matt when Matt was turning the corner to come up to me. So there was essentially one in front of Matthew, one behind Matthew.
And is Detroit or Rory, is he the one who attacked Matthew?
Yes.
So Detroit attacked both you and Matthew.
Yes.
Okay. And the second assailant, the first assailant, Rory Detroit, you know it was Rory Detroit, and he's a black man,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And Tyrone Tucker's a white man.
Yes.
Different body plan, different body build, different locomotion, everything.
Width-wise, height-wise, walking-wise, everything.
In the second assailant, I'm not sure that he's been 100% positively identified. Some people think it might be this guy, Travis. Some people are claiming it's Tyrone. But you know Tyrone, correct?
The police are the ones that claim it's Tyrone.
Okay.
And other idiots in the street. But, well, Detroit and Travis say it's Tyrone. So after they used Tyrone as an alibi, and both of them were arrested, then they made Tyrone an accomplice. Originally, Tyrone was their alibi.
Originally, they said Tyrone was her alibi. Tyrone's not there. We were with Tyrone to give themselves cover for not being there.
Each one of them separately said that until they both got caught, and then they turned Tyrone into the next assailant when there was only 2 people there.
Okay, so the second assailant will assume or say for right now that it's likely Travis, but it could be Tyrone. How do you know that the second assailant was not Tyrone?
No, it's not Tyrone. It didn't match Tyrone's height or frame. I saw half of his body from the back. It's not him width-wise. It's not him height-wise. When Matthew went tumbling down the stairs, I heard the other person say, I think he's dead, or I think we killed him. It was not Tyrone's voice. I know Tyrone's voice.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tyrone has a very, very distinctive voice. I've spoken with him several times. And you might not have been very closely associated with Tyrone before this, but you knew Tyrone enough to recognize his voice.
Exactly. Correct. Exactly.
In your recollection,
I actually didn't even remember his name. Was Tyrone? I don't think that's how I met him. But I know him enough that no, it was not his voice. It was not his size. Like I said, even though I only saw the back part of this person,
and you feel
that it wasn't.
And you feel confident that it was not Tyrone.
Yes, absolutely. And I have said that from day one or night one, however you want to phrase it.
So after the incident, the police interviewed you. How did the interview go?
Pretty much the way they decided they wanted it to go.
Did you feel that they tried to influence your testimony or get you to change your testimony or add something to your testimony?
Like every time I tried to stick up for Tyrone, I was just shushed aside. The subject would be changed. Oh no, Paula, it didn't happen like this. You don't know Tyrone like we know Tyrone. He's manipulative. He's evil. They tell me he's got this really bad criminal record. As far as I know of, I don't even think he has a criminal record prior. But every time I tried to stick up for him, the more I stood up for him, the more I got kicked to the curb, I guess you would say.
Did you feel that the way they were interrogating you in their investigation was improper, as if they weren't listening to what you were telling them, but were trying to insert their own facts that they wanted into the case?
Well, yes. Even down to day one, a drug deal gone bad. That was a crock of shit. There was never no prior drug deal that day gone bad. I don't know where all that came from. The same place everything else that their lies have come from. Tyrone happened to be staying in that warehouse that night, and that's how he got roped into it.
I've read the transcripts in a lot, and there's so much going on, and it seems very clear for me there's a lot of improper things happening. I'd like to assume that it was malicious, but I don't know that, but it seems very clear that it's improper. So I want to ask you another question. When the police, so Matthew's been killed, you've been cut,
yes.
There's a robbery, and there's people injured. The police come to the scene that night, and it's a crime scene, correct?
Yes.
Do you think that they properly collected all the evidence that was there?
Oh, hell no. The blanket that I was attacked on wasn't even taken, for starters. There was blood everywhere all over that blanket. I was sliced on that blanket. I was beaten on that blanket. It was still on the bed, covered in blood the next day.
So you've been following this case quite intently, correct?
Oh, you're breaking up.
I'm sorry. I said you've been following this case since the beginning very intently, correct?
Yes.
In your opinion, do you feel that there's been other mishandling of evidence or improper collection of evidence or gathering of evidence?
Of course there has. In the real world, it wouldn't happen like this.
I agree. I noticed in the deposition transcript, the lead detective picture, he admitted that he had a sustained IA against him for, I believe it was 178 counts of mishandling evidence in this case. I'm not even sure how you have 178 pieces of evidence if you're saying they didn't collect the evidence, but that's what he admitted to. I don't know if it was several counts per piece or what, but that just seemed absolutely just unfathomable to me that it would go that way.
And it made no sense.
But Paul, is there anything
There
else
was
that you would like to say about this case, or that you feel in your heart that you want people to know?
I want people to know that I feel that Penny Phillips, Colleen Dunn, all of them that are lying and try to frame Tyrone, I feel that they should go to jail for the same amount of Tyrone.
See, Grandma, I wish you were up here. There's things that I'm catching I didn't catch last time. Number one, I did not know Detroit attacked Matthew. The other one was, well, I agree how they treated her, like she was nothing. Did you hear her say she thinks Todd had something to do with it? Which I find is interesting, because when he emailed me back and he says that he's not going to ruin Tucker's case, well, no, either am I. I'm just trying to figure out why. And Grandma, you and me have said something about Todd the whole time. We felt weird about it, but Todd said to me that he is a victim/witness. Isn't that interesting? See, look it, we're catching things that we didn't catch before. Well, me. I know. There's something about him. But, allegedly, I just want to be careful. But Paula's the one that said it. She would know. And I do want to say, we're talking about criminal records here. Tucker don't have one. Oh my God, Todd does. Detroit does. And let me tell you, April Clay did. April Clay used to sleep with men for money. She did. And she prostituted herself. And this stuff dates back to 2014. And she stabbed the guy. Yeah. She's got quite the record. I know he is a piece of... Right. See, what we're not going to do, well, I'm speaking for us, Grandma. We're not going to give up. Not for Paula. We're not going to give up. We're going to make sure she gets justice somehow. Wow, this is crazy. I wish people were into this case like we are, because it would be nice to hear other people's opinions. You know what I mean? Because everybody they figure out something different or hear something different. My bad. Okay, hold on.
Same amount of time that Tyrone sat in jail.
So you're the surviving victim. You're alleging and basically telling me you swear that, I know you're not on oath here, but I think when we spoke before, you said that you swear on your life that it was not Tyrone.
Yes, on my life, which I almost lost. No, it was not.
And as you said before, your big motivation here is that you know Tyrone is innocent and you want that to be heard. So
yes, and if Matthew was alive, he would fight for Tyrone too, because that's the type of person that Matthew was. I don't want to see anyone in jail that doesn't belong in jail.
And being that you're so adamant that Tyrone was innocent, and you're so adamant that you want it to be heard that Tyrone was innocent, have you and Tyrone spoken recently?
No, we're not allowed to. I had tried to reach out to Tyrone and reached out to Lauren, who I didn't know, for the plain and simple fact that once Tyrone was let out on bond at that ridiculous price, I was worried that Tyrone was getting in trouble for me being the person who he got charged with for tampering with a witness, because inadvertently me and Tyrone accidentally had lunch together. Like, we met up at McDonald's before Tyrone was arrested. Rory had already been arrested and Tyrone hadn't. And I happened to walk into McDonald's and he was in the back corner because he had just been released from being questioned. And he came up to me, and I mean, literally, we went outside because I was bawling, telling my story, crying on his shoulder. Oh, I got sidetracked.
It's okay. We're talking about the no contact order, and you meet up with Tyrone.
Okay, yes. So then later on, when I find out that Tyrone got arrested, it said for witness tampering, and I was upset, thinking that he was in trouble for talking to me. So I reached out to Lauren, reached out to Tyrone, the Free Franklin Tucker page. I did get a response from Lauren on Facebook. I called. Now at this point, Colleen Dunn had been kicked to the curb like she belongs, and the new prosecutor. I contacted the prosecutor and said I want to be able to Facebook and message back and forth with Lauren. Judge Jones issued a no contact order, which I'm trying to get lifted. I wrote a letter. Apparently, you have to have a motion filed. But I now have a lawyer to help me so I don't get railroaded for doing things like what I'm doing now, talking to you. Because, that frame everybody down here as far as this case is concerned.
I'm sure of that. But I want you to know, I strongly believe I'm not an attorney. I cannot give legal advice. But you have a First Amendment right to speak. I'm the media. You have a right to speech, press, and petition. If anything happens to you, if you have any retaliation or anything negative, please let me know immediately. You have all my contact information. I will find attorneys to hop on this if your attorney needs help.
Thank you.
So you said the judge had issued the no contact order. Do you know if the state had requested that?
No, I don't know. The only reason I found out about it was because Lauren told me. Lauren was worried that they were going to get in trouble for me trying to reach out to them through Facebook, which is why I got in touch with the state attorney, the new state attorney. So I don't know the details of it. I do know I'm trying to get it dropped because I would like to talk to Tyrone. Basically, I want to tell Tyrone I'm sorry for everything he's been through.
So the judge issued the order, but you don't know if the judge did that on his own or somebody had requested it.
I think he did it on his own because it's not just Tyrone. It's also against the other two. Okay. It's all three of them.
And
Detroit.
You didn't want this contact order, correct? And you did not want this contact order, and you've hired an attorney to get it removed. Is that correct?
Well, I actually got an attorney, a pro bono attorney.
Oh, God bless.
That would help me. I didn't ask for it. I wanted. I mean, the other two were in prison jail where they need to be. I don't want nothing to do with them. But like I said, Tyrone was my friend. Tyrone still is my friend, even though we're not allowed to speak. But I want to be able to speak to him. I want to be actually able to speak to Lauren instead of just. I'm going to meet him. I want to meet Lauren. I would like to go out and give Tyrone a hug and just literally, like I said, apologize to him for the nightmare that he's been going through.
Lauren's an angel, and Ty's been put through a nightmare. I just wish all of us that go through these nightmares could have angels like Lauren. She's a force of nature. I have absolute respect for.
Without Lauren, Tyrone would probably die in jail, in prison, because.
Miss Belmonte, before I hop off here, I want to ask you one more thing. Now, you mentioned the witness tampering or witness intimidation. I know witness tampering or tampering with a witness was one of the charges levied against Tyrone. But
and that proved to be bullshit also.
Now, I agree it's likely bovine excrement. Where I'm trying to go at with this, though, is whether Tyrone, if somehow or another he did tamper with another witness, it was another witness. It absolutely was not you. Is that correct?
Absolutely no, not me. It was supposedly Rory's Detroit's wife.
Okay, but Tyrone or Lauren or nobody other than police have ever asked you to change your testimony. Is that correct?
That's correct. The police never really asked me to change my testimony. They just tried to sway me. Like at one point, Matt Pitcher almost had me questioning, like, well, could this really have been? But no, there was nothing that would make me say it was Tyrone. And I'm in a weird situation because two of them I'm going against and the one I'm sticking up for. So it's kind of confusing for the defense attorney. Yes, but that's the way it is.
So you're not just somebody who doesn't want anybody to ever be punished. People who are guilty and committed murder or robbery, you absolutely believe should be sitting in jail.
Oh yeah.
But you
Oh,
believe
yeah.
an innocent
And if
man
I-
should never sit in jail the same way I do.
If I thought Tyrone did it, he can rot in hell like the other two, as far as I'm concerned. But Tyrone didn't do it,
Miss
and I'm
Belmont,
going to fight just as much as I can for him because he deserves to have somebody stick up for him instead of the crooked Bubba system down here.
Miss Belmont, I really want to thank you so much. I can't thank you enough with words for sitting down and speaking with me and speaking with my audience. We've been following this case for a while, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of pages. And when you go through it, it's beyond obvious of the issues, but it's hard to describe or get anybody to follow reading 500 pages. I think your words will really help a lot of readers understand what's going on and how egregious the conduct or misconduct of the state's attorney's office and the sheriff's office has been in this case.
Yes, sir. And I certainly hope it helps Tyrone.
Again, we thank you so much. If you need anything from me or you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. If there's any retaliation, I would want to know about it immediately. And again, God bless you. I'm praying for you. And I hope I get to meet you soon and buy you dinner.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
You're so welcome. God bless.
Oh, is she beautiful?
You should take your banner down, sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, that I had not seen this particular video of
you
her
haven't?
speaking. I don't know why I missed that when I saw all the other ones.
You were at the doctor's or something.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I was taking the parents to the doctor. Yeah, I mean, she deserved to have that be said and to be heard like that.
Right.
I'm glad she got to do that. I'm glad she got to say what she wanted to there. She was doing a lot better in that one than the last one, you know, in the courtroom.
Yeah.
I just feel really bad for her and her family because, you know, she spent the last portion of her life trying to fight for somebody else, which is really, it's a magnanimous thing to do for somebody else. And she stood nothing to gain by doing that.
Nope.
So I really respect her for having her say.
And she is so right, because what was good of having the discovery stuff before the trial that we got to see, unlike any other case, we made up our own minds, me and Grandma, didn't we, on what we feel.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, you know, this poor woman has gone through such a traumatic event, and yet she's saying these people are guilty, this one is not guilty. So she kind of said that at the end part there. You know, it looks kind of weird maybe to the prosecutors that she's saying, no, not this one, but yes, these. You know, it's really commendable that she did that. I'm just proud of her. I'm really sad for her and her family, though.
Right. What was I going to say? Oh, just like you said in chat, she hadn't talked to him since 2017. And she is so right. When you watch the body cam footage, you could tell they were trying to tell her what happened instead of listening to her.
But they did that with every single person that
True.
they interviewed. When they had Travis up there, and he was watching the video where the boats were and everything, he looked over at Penny and he says, "Was it Ty?" And that just struck me to the bones. I thought, you're asking.
Well,
You know, and then Rory was the one who said, if I say it was Ty, can I go home or whatever? I mean, no, Travis, said that. If I say it was Ty, can I go home?
yeah, Detroit.
So those police officers were driving that, and I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. There has to be something that they were hiding that we don't know to make them go to those lengths to pinpoint Ty as the person and to speak to Rory's wife too. We should rewatch that part with Rory's wife.
Right. And when
that discussion, because there was a lot there. And she was steering that conversation then, if you recall.
mm-hmm.
Evil people.
What else was I going to say? Oh, also, they got the timeline wrong. Remember with Travis? The date's right, the time is off
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
on the CCTV. Yep. So that's a problem, don't you think?
Yeah, I see Gia's comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. Paula seemed really nice. I got a few minutes behind. Oh, she is beautiful, beautiful soul.
Yeah, it really it touches my feelings. You know, that she did that the last part of her life to try as much as she could to save him from going through all this.
Do you see what that county's doing?
Yeah.
They've been in control with these people's lives for 5 years and 3 months. I mean, look at Tucker, $2 million bond he's out on, and he has to stay. Well, I don't know about now. Shoot, he has to stay in Florida, I thought, but he was in Vegas not too long ago. I know that because he posted a picture of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of crooked stuff there in that case.
Sure.
And, you know, and they're going to retry it. So we'll go through this stuff again.
Right.
But yeah, I'm glad that, you know, we kind of went through stuff ourselves and made up our own mind what we thought. Because I just saw so much that was a bunch of BS from the prosecutors, from the police, from everybody. I just saw so much crap.
Well, the jury had been confused.
The jury had to have seen all that too, Kit.
They haven't seen what we got to see on the body cam footage.
They didn't get to see that?
No, none of it.
Why?
What was put out there, that's the discovery. That's the discovery stuff. Yeah.
I don't understand. If that's a matter of public record, the body cam footage, then why was the jury not allowed to see that?
Because it was part of discovery, and Tucker represented himself. And his wife put it out there.
You got a message, Kit.
Oh, hi, Angel. How you doing? Oh, thank you. It's been forever.
Well, I hope that if Paula's family is watching, or if they, if they're watching in the future, that they understand that we really send our condolences to them, and so much respect for Paula and what she has tried to do in her life to make justice happen in this case. And I certainly hope that now that she has passed, that, there will be justice served, and she will be remembered as a hero for standing up for justice. I really hope that they know that, the family.
And I hope she's haunting Detroit. No, I'm just kidding.
No, because I don't want her soul to be anywhere near that gross person.
I know. Oh, shoot. All right. Hold on a minute, please. I'm going to get something here.
I see that you're muted, so I hope you're looking for something interesting to put up on there.
Yeah, I'm making a lot of noise, so I muted it. I'm trying to find that Detroit's wife. interview. Here we go. April Walker. Ready?
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, because you know what? I remember this, but that was like the second video we watched. So I
It
can't
was.
remember.
I just remember my jaw hanging at the things that the cop was saying,
Yeah,
and that April Walker was the way she was responding to what the cop said, because she was feeling the waters out. She knew he was involved.
right. Well, and then so people know this Captain Penny Phelps, she got fired. So
And so did the original prosecutor, got fired too.
yeah. And what is the DA telling Pitcher how to investigate?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
That's a twisted thing that they're trying to get away with, is what's happening.
Okay, Rory, or AKA Detroit, just so you know, that is a man that stabbed and beat up Paula. This is his wife's interview. How many days later? 17, 18, 19, 20, 4 days later. So here we go. Okay, they're muted. I'm not, just so you know.
So much more comfortable. Okay, April. First thing you need to know is you're not under arrest. You're not going to jail. That door opens. It's not locked. Like my door, go ahead and open your door. Anytime you want to get out, the door opens and you can get out anytime you want to get out. Anytime you're done talking to me, just say, you know what? I'm done talking to you. And we're done talking. You and I and Rosa are talking woman to woman here. And I just want to let you know that this is because you're free to go and you're not under arrest. So anytime you don't want to talk anymore, all you have to do is say, I don't want to talk anymore. Now I'm going to give you my unofficial name so we can be a little bit more friendly and not so formal. My first name is Penny, and that is Rosa. Rosa's a detective with the sheriff's office, and I'm a captain with the sheriff's office. And we know that you have a warrant out of Dallas, yes, for a little bit of weed, although I was teasing you about.
Did you hear that? She has a warrant.
She has a warrant. They're not picking her up. That's illegal too.
Wow, in Texas. That's crazy. I don't remember that.
They should have picked her up right then and sent her to Texas.
Right.
She's wanted.
Wow.
Selling bad bracelets, we know is for a little bit of weed, but you knew, and we found out that it's in-state extradition only. So don't ever go back to Texas, because you'll get picked up in Texas, but you're not being picked up here. Okay.
Wow.
What I want to talk to you about is what's going on tonight. So you tell me what you think is happening tonight here.
I really don't know. All this is new to me. I've never been through this before, so it's like new to me.
Have you ever been arrested before? Once? Was that for the marijuana?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only time?
Yes.
Have you ever had the police come with rams and kicking in doors and screaming like they did? A little scary?
Yes.
More than a little bit scary?
A lot.
Did you almost think you were going to have the baby tonight?
I was hoping not.
And I understand you're like really 9 months, yes?
Yes.
Pretty darn close. Any day now.
Yes.
And you're hoping to have that baby on your birthday.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Or at least the day after.
Well, let's say it, here's the thing. Let's talk about this. So your baby has your birthday. Who gets gypped out of the birthday presents? You or the baby? Who do you think? Yeah, don't you think? So it would be better if it was the day before or the day after, don't you think?
Right.
Who cares?
April, Rory's not here, and I want Rory to be here for you. So I want you to talk with us about what's going on and what's been going on, because you as a brand new mom, right now you're going at this alone, and it's going to be tough. And I'm just looking for a way to let you know that telling the truth is going to be the best way to go with this. Because I'm going to tell you a story. My grandmother was 4'10", little bitty woman. She had a mean backhand. You never cursed in front of my grandma because she would smack you. And she drank Stroh's beer in the long neck bottles and smoked Pall Mall cigarettes till she was like in her 90s. But my grandma would tell you that no matter how thin you rolled a piece of paper, there was two sides to the piece of paper. And so no matter how thin the story is, there's always two sides to a story.
No,
So we know one side of the story, and what we're looking for is the other side of the story. Like what happened, and to hear your version of the story, because we know one side, and I'd really like to give you a chance to talk about your side and Rory's side.
Right.
I don't know what happened or what's happening.
What have you been hearing that's been happening?
I know the guy right there told me that it was a murder that happened by CVS a couple of nights ago, and I told him I didn't know nothing about that.
Okay. I mean the guy that's here on the porch that's kind of looking at us? Do you know his name? Okay. He's just somebody that lives in the building too?
Yes.
Did he say who was murdered by CVS or what happened? Did he give you any details?
It just was like two guys. They robbed a guy, and then the guy got murdered.
Okay. Has Rory been talking about what he's heard?
No.
What about the other guy? Does he go by Frank or Franklin? What name does he go by?
What
The guy with the beard, yeah.
Oh, they go by Ty.
Ty? Has Ty been talking about it?
Ty don't. He don't be around us. He stay upstairs.
Okay.
Even if he do come around, he don't talk about much.
Kind of keeps to himself. Does he work anywhere?
He worked with this guy doing like landscaping.
Okay. Is Rory working anywhere right now?
Yeah, with Ty doing the landscaping.
Landscaping? Trying to do the best he can to keep you comfortable and get ready for that baby. He told me that the baby's going to Michigan State. Is that true?
No.
I hope not, because I'm from Michigan. You know what we say about Michigan State, right?
No.
You only go to Michigan State when you can't get in the University of Michigan. So you got to convince him that that baby cannot go to Michigan State. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Why is he saying Michigan State? What's his great love with Michigan State?
I don't know.
Is Rory originally from Michigan?
Detroit, Michigan?
Really?
Yes.
Are you from Michigan?
No, I'm from Miami.
Have you ever been to Michigan?
No.
Don't go to Detroit. It's ugly, ugly city. Uglier than Miami. At least Miami has an ocean you can look at. Detroit's got polluted lakes you can look at. So, well, in Michigan you have to pick one of the two schools. It's like down here the Seminoles or the Gators. What kind of fan are you? So I guess we need to talk to them. That baby cannot go to Michigan State. Pinky promised me the baby's not going to Michigan State.
I promise.
All right, that's good. Because April, I know there's been a lot of talk about what's been going on, and it's really unfortunate, but Rory's name has come up in this, and Ty's name has come up in it, and that's why they're not here, is because their names are all wrapped up in this. And it's really, here's the weird thing for all of us that have done search warrants before. Usually, if somebody doesn't know what's going on, they'll say, what's going on? Why are you here? Do you have a warrant? I want to see the paper. I don't know what's going on. You've been really, really quiet tonight, almost like you kind of knew that someday we would come and knock on the door, and that it just happened tonight, and you kind of sat there thinking, okay, it happened, and this is going to suck, because you weren't the kind of person that asked the questions that people normally ask. So I got to tell you, I think there's been some talk. I know you weren't involved, but I think you've been hearing talk, or people have been talking with you or talking around you, and you know something about what happened Friday night.
Honestly, I don't. When the man handcuffed me, I just asked him what is going on, and he didn't say much.
Okay. I'm looking at, it was Friday. Where was Rory Friday? Last Friday, the 17th.
Here with me.
All night.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk to you about something. Remember, No matter how thin a piece of paper is, there's two sides. One side of the story and your side of the story. Your side of the story needs to be really, really truthful, because if it's not, the telling something that's not accurate and is not truth can make things worse. Telling the truth can only make things better. And what I want to let you know is, when you walk this neighborhood, like if you've been walking around it, there are video cameras everywhere. And we've pulled video from all over this neighborhood. And you know what we see on Friday? 8:11 p.m. Ty leaves here and he walks up 2nd Street towards Laurel. At 8:19 p.m., 4 minutes after a murder happened, Ty's coming back down 2nd Street. Guess who's with him? Rory. 4 minutes after somebody got
That was why.
killed.
That was a
Now, we don't,
I mean, I know he went out earlier that day, but later on in the afternoon, like about 7, 8, he was in the house with me.
okay. Because I don't believe Rory or Ty or anybody meant for someone to die that night. I don't think that meant that happened. That was a bad thing. It was something that they did that went wrong. And there's a big difference between leaving your house, looking for somebody to murder them, and and leaving the house, looking to maybe get some money back, maybe get some drugs, maybe to scare somebody, and then it just goes wrong and somebody ends up dying. Do you see the difference there? I mean, if you were facing a situation, would you rather be the person that went deliberately, intentionally, and meant to kill somebody, or would you rather be the person that got kind of hooked up in something and it just went wrong and it happened? Who would you rather be?
Neither.
Yeah, me either. But I mean, if one or the other had to happen, I would much rather have it be an accident, like a mistake. And I think that's what happened here, because we're hearing that there was stuff going on with Rory and Ty, and some of the stuff might not even have been their idea. Now we think somebody talked to Rory and somebody talked to Ty and convinced them that this thing would be a good thing for them to do, and then they agreed to do it, and then it just went horribly, horribly wrong, and a mistake happened. And I cannot believe that Rory, as a good man, you know what his last words to us when we were taking him? Please make sure April's okay. Please make sure my baby's okay. Please don't do anything to hurt my baby. So even though he's looking at some stuff, his last concern, you and that baby of yours. So I know he's a good man. I know he's going to be a good father, and I know he's done right by you. It's been really hard to find a place to live down here since the hurricane. It's been really hard to find a job down here since the hurricane. And despite the fact that it's been really hard, he's done right by you. I mean, you're not living in a palace, but you got running water. You've taken care of yourself to get a little bit of electricity. He's got a place for you to cook. There's food on the table. He's got a plan to take you over to the hospital when that baby is due. So he's doing right by you. He's doing everything he can to do right by you. Now, a good man like that wouldn't have that mistake happen and not come home and talk to you about it. He's going to tell you about it. He's going to tell you what happened. He's going to tell you the story, because he's going to want to let you know he didn't do the bad thing. He's going to want to let you know it was a mistake. So I know, April, that he's talked to you, and I know that they've talked around you, and I know that he was not the one that came up with this idea, that somebody gave him and Ty the idea to go do this thing, get a little bit of money, maybe get a little bit of drugs to sell for money. And I think Rory got all wrapped up in that because he knew a little bit of money would help you and help the baby. He did it for all the right reasons, April. He didn't do it to go out and smoke crack. He didn't do it to go out and buy brand new shoes for himself. He did this to help you and help that baby. He did it for all the right reasons, and it just
Wait a minute. Didn't she say two different things just right now?
What about what a good man he was and what a good father he was going to be, and how, he was just there for all the right reasons to get money for her baby. It just went sideways.
Wow. The judge did not like him. Both the prosecutors couldn't stand him. The one main one, Ty would look at him. He keeps looking at me. Remember that? Your
I
Honor.
could not stand that prosecutor, man, and wanted to trip him and let him fall right on his face. He was a jerk.
Yeah, and it's funny because he used to be a judge.
Yeah, little demotion there, not rehired.
Yeah, he was the judge, I think, for 1 year.
Well, yeah, Gia, it is
Went
ridiculous,
badly.
but see, that's why it's so very important to follow up and see what happens now that it has ended in a mistrial with 11 of 12 of the jurors saying that it is that he's not guilty. Now it's even more important to watch to make sure that justice is done, because it's absolutely crazy what's going on in this case.
I'm sorry. Hi, Axel. What? He's not waving his sword, is he? No. For real? I don't mean to laugh, but oh my God. For real? Is that really going on right now? Oh my God. But he loves her. I like Axel. I like Axel and Dan. They're my favorites.
But I know he talked to you about it because he's a good man. And he would have shared with you to let you know, please don't think I'm a bad guy.
Oh
Please
my
don't think
God,
I
I
did
hate
this
her.
to hurt somebody.
He
It just,
didn't tell me nothing.
I know, right, Grandma?
He didn't say nothing.
did you know something was wrong?
No,
Okay,
because he was acting the same way he normally act when he's around me.
okay. And that's Friday when he came home? Do you remember him leaving the house around 8 o'clock?
He left way before that.
Way before 8, okay. Do you remember what time he got home Friday night?
Probably like about 9 o'clock.
Okay. How was he acting when he got home?
Normal, like just relaxed, like he always
Okay,
come in, ask me, am I all right? Did I eat? If not, can you cook something for me? And I told him, no, I'm fine. I ate, and he sat down and just started watching TV with me.
okay. Did Ty come home with him Friday night about 9?
Oh, I don't know what time was at that time.
Okay,
I don't stay with us, so if he did come in, I didn't see him.
okay. When's the next time you saw Ty?
That next day,
Next day? Ty say anything? Have you heard bits and pieces of conversations between Ty and Rory talking?
most of the time when they talk, they come outside because they always smoking cigarettes, and they know I don't like the smell.
Okay,
So they'll come outside and he'll close the door. So if they are talking, I don't know nothing.
okay. Because he's worried about you. He's really worried. And he just said, promise me. He made me promise that I would take care of you and make sure that we took care of the baby. And that we wouldn't do anything to put you and the baby in a bad way. And I gave the man my word. And the reason I did, because I can tell he's a good man to you. And he's going to be a good father to that baby. This is just something that went really, really wrong. And I want to work really hard at trying to help him.
Sorry, you guys know my computer's going to hell. So, let's talk about Penny Phelps. She was subpoenaed to testify, along with all the other corrupt people in Monroe County. However, they didn't. Because they didn't have to. Because the judge said so. Right, Grandma?
Yeah, that judge.
Oh, I know, right?
But see, that's what's so great about the next phase the new trial is it won't be that judge
Right.
and it won't be that prosecutor.
I think it is.
Is it in the same county?
Let me look. Oh, it is in Monroe County. Oh, wow.
Not supposed to be the same judge.
It's a different judge. I know that. I don't
Yeah,
like
isn't that interesting?
Yeah. He's looking at me.
Oh my God, that prosecutor.
I know he was just a big
He
baby.
was such a, he's like one of them schoolyard bully guys because he's a great big herkin wuss. He's this huge wussy guy who acts like, oh, they're picking on me. Only he's the biggest guy in the schoolyard, being the biggest jerk ever. Yeah, that's how I see him.
I've never heard a prosecutor saying he's looking at me.
Right, Mom?
Oh, that was funny. I laughed.
He's on my half of the back seat, Mom. He's looking at me.
He deserves all this stuff we're saying.
Well, that's my opinion. I can give my opinion all day long. He didn't have to like it.
Right. And
That's
I don't
how
like
I saw him. That's what I said. That's how I see him. There's nothing slanderous about it.
how he treated Paula really upset me because she was telling him off. Remember?
Well, that was part of the thing. Gia was asking about whether Paula about Paula's testimony, and I said, well, she was on the Zoom during the trial, but she was so sick, right? That she was so sick, and she was so sick and tired of having to try and talk over these prosecutors and their crappy comments and everything, and then she just started like going off at those dudes.
Well, she's had that bottled up for 5 years.
Gia.
That's
Stop
funny.
looking at me.
I should do that in a courtroom. They're looking at me.
Oh God.
No, I wouldn't do that. Well,
My
maybe.
son's gonna be 40 this year, you guys.
Does it make you feel old?
I am old. I have a 40-year-old kid this year. Shit.
I don't think old is old until you're 80. I would just say we're older. Yes, older.
I am technically a senior citizen.
No.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I am too. Anybody over 55 gets some little special menus. They get the 10% off on Tuesday kind of deals everywhere,
Well,
yeah, it does make me feel old.
I had my first baby at 16, so yeah. I'm still feeling young, okay?
Gia.
Oh my
Gia
God.
calling me out. I just feel old. I've been through a lot in my life, I'll tell you. And some days I feel it a lot.
Look what Jay says. I'm older. LOL, what the fuck?
I know.
You never know.
That's why I'm laughing at her. She's so funny.
You never know.
I like her comments.
I mean, I don't make sense half the time, but that's okay. Grandma gets it.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh
I
my
sure
God.
do.
Oh shit. Here we go.
Yeah, my mom and I go
Get
out
it
somewhere
right.
and she's
Get it
like,
straight.
my God, my kid's a senior citizen.
Is
Shut
that
up, Mom. Shut up, you old bag.
Oh my God. Is that what she said? I can't believe it. Oh Jesus. I'm never gonna be 55.
Oh, shut up. I didn't think I would reach 25, much less my age.
I used to say to my daughter, I'm dying at 50.
I know. And like, think about it. Like next Christmas time, I'll be 60. Shit. What the hell? How'd that happen anyway?
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I can't help it.
And he'll get me a cane and a walker and shit. I'm already there with the arthritis and the crap.
You know what? I'm not going to be 55.
Oh my God, Gia.
Hey, if you guys. Oh my God.
I love her already. Oh my God. My mom has that problem every time she does anything. I swear.
Did you say to your grandkids, what'd you do that for? Oh my God.
Blame it on the children.
It wasn't me.
That's
Oh
like,
my God.
that's
I
like,
gotta mute.
it's like my old man over here blaming it on the dog, you know, and I'm gonna have if the dog made a noise like that dog would have exploded.
The dog.
Little tiny dog does not make it sound like that. I'm sorry. Oh God, we must be getting tired. Oh, we got the giggles. Are you ready to resume this, dear? Let's see what else I catch on this
Tell us
bitch.
what happened. Just be honest about it and just say, look, because I think he got jammed up in this, April, and I think you know it too.
I really don't know nothing.
Do you know a woman by the name of Paula by any chance? Do you know, has he ever talked about Paula?
No,
What about a woman named April? Your name?
no.
Okay. What do you think was going on when they were coming back 4 minutes after a guy died, walking down 2nd Street together? Why would they be together if they weren't together when he left?
No.
Do you see where I think it's kind of odd?
Yes.
I mean, they're coming from a place where somebody just died, I think by accident, but they're walking down the street, and they're not walking, April. They're not smoking a cigarette, and they're not walking like somebody walks when they're taking a walk. They're hauling. They're moving quick away from what just happened. And he comes home to you. And I think he's been struggling with, how do I tell her? And I just think tonight that part of your reaction was, it happened. They're here. And I think he's been controlled about it, and he may be, like you're describing, very calm about it, but he's been nervous, worried. There's been a lot of phone calls, a lot of conversations on the porch, probably more than you usually see. And I think those conversations have been about what happened down on Laurel, and he's trying to figure out what to do. And I think he confided in you. And I don't think Rory was the guy in this. You know, you usually have two people. Like, you and I might plan to do something, and let's say we're just planning a birthday party. You'll take the lead in the birthday party planning. I'll be there to help you, but you're going to take the lead in planning the party. And I just kind of go along for the ride. And I think what happened here is Rory got an idea put in his head that there was a way to get a little bit of quick money. Nobody was supposed to get hurt. They were just supposed to go get some money. He was going to be able to come home and take better care of you and the baby. And it just went bad. And I think Rory got sucked into this. I don't think this was his idea. He doesn't seem to be that kind of guy. I don't think he would deliberately plan to go rob somebody or to go hurt somebody, to do anything to anybody. But I know he's hurting for money, and I know he's really worried about you and really worried about that baby. So I think might have been Ty, might have been somebody else, convinces him, look, come with me. I know where there's some money. Bunch of crackheads anyway. They're not going to miss it. We'll go up in there. We'll get the money. We'll get out of there. They'll never know it's us. And you got money for you in April. And I think he said, not a bad idea, because there was no plan to hurt anybody. And that's what I think happened here, April. I think he just got all sucked up into something. And I think if he could do the do-over button and take Friday back, in a heartbeat he would take Friday back. And he never would have left the house. He would have stayed home with you. But it was that money, the thought of the money being able to help you and help the baby and help make things right, more right here, that really drove him to do what he normally would never ever do. And I think it's sad because I think I think what's happening is you probably have Ty telling a completely different story. Because Ty's talking to the detectives, and I'm sure he's up in there blaming Rory because Ty, I don't think, is a good man. Ty didn't give a shit about you. He didn't care about this house. He didn't care about you and this baby. All he wanted to know is what's Rory saying? What's Rory saying? What's he saying? What's he saying? And I think he's in there telling the detectives this was Rory's fault. It was his idea. I only went along. He did it. I didn't do anything, and Rory needs to go. And that's what really sucks about this. Because meeting those two guys tonight, for the very short time that I met him, April, I can tell you, Ty's not a good guy. Rory is a good guy.
Yeah, I tried to tell Roy, like, when we first met this guy in cops, that he don't mean you no good. And Detroit, well, Roy, he's like, he's a good person. He's a good person. He never crossed me. And I'm like, but you can't trust everybody.
Yep.
I always felt that Ty wasn't right. Like, I felt it in my heart. He never cared about me or my baby because he would come through my house. Even if I told him don't smoke, he would still fire up a cigarette, like, disrespecting me, like, no care.
Yep. And I think that's exactly what he's doing right now. I think he's disrespecting you. I think he's disrespecting that baby. And I think he's disrespecting Rory. And I think he's telling a story that makes Rory be the bad guy in all this. So he thinks he can walk out of here and skate out of here and say, not on me. He did it.
That's
He
emotional
did all of
blackmail.
it.
Just
And I'm going
saying.
to tell you everything he did.
Right?
And I know, April, I know that Rory talked to you and told you stuff. And what you tell me, if it matches what Rory tells us, then guess what? Who's more believable in this? You and Rory telling the truth, or Ty telling a bunch of lies? But the only way I know that is if you tell us the truth now, so we get your side of the paper. So you get your side of the story. So your side of the story and Rory's side of the story are the true sides of the story, and Ty is the liar that he is. And he is the guy that's the bad guy that's making Rory try to be the bad guy. So that's what I'm looking for you to do, April, is do right by Rory, do right by yourself, and just tell us your side of the story. Tell us what you know, so we can take those two stories and they're the truth. And the truth is a whole lot stronger than the lie. Your mom probably told you truth sets you free, makes you sleep a whole lot better at night.
I mean, I don't really know what was happening, but I do know before Roy even went out that night by himself, that Ty and that guy Travis jumped in Travis' truck. And how do I know? Because I was standing outside on that porch earlier that day, and I seen them two take off in the truck.
Okay, well, what time was that?
It was like probably like 4, 5 o'clock.
Okay, so Ty and Travis go in the truck. When does Rory leave the house?
About like 7, close to around 8.
Okay. Do you ever see Ty and Travis and Rory talking during the day on Friday?
They was all upstairs that day
Okay,
talking.
And so they leave first, 4 or 5 o'clock. Rory leaves 7, 8 o'clock. Now Rory comes home. Was
The
he?
only thing they kept telling me, like, Travis started talking to me for the first time Friday and was like, we're planning to go fishing. If you want to go, you can go. And he was like, when we finish talking, Roy gonna come back down there. And I thought maybe they were just planning on for us to go fishing that day. I didn't know, whatever happened, I didn't know anything like that was gonna occur.
Okay. So in April, I don't think you were part of the plan at all. I think Rory did what Rory does. He protected you. If you don't know what's going to happen, then you can't get all wrapped up in it. You can't get in trouble for it. So they had the conversation away from you, so you don't know anything about it. He's trying to make sure you're protected. How do I know that? He's a good guy. He's a good man. He did right by you. So I think they made this plan, and I think when Rory left the house, the plan's already in motion. Now, Rory comes home about 9, you said, right? What's he tell you the next couple of days? Because I know he told you. I'm not stupid.
He didn't say nothing to me. He just chilling, just watching TV. And he kept running upstairs talking to the other guys and stuff. Like he just was up there constantly. So if he was talking, he wasn't talking to me. So I really don't know nothing.
Okay. Did he talk to you about, listen, if something happens and I'm not here, what are you going to do about you and the baby? Did he have any kind of those conversations? Because he's known for the last couple of days that the police were coming through the door. He's known, April.
No, I just always felt that day, like somebody would come and tell us everybody got to get out.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably coming too, but I know that he's probably been calm around you because he knows you're close to delivering and he didn't want you stressed and he didn't want you anxious. So I think he's been putting on a real brave face. But I think you've noticed he spent a lot of time upstairs. He spent a lot of time on the porch and he spent a lot of time on the phone. He's been talking because he's scared. And I think he shared some of that with you, and I'm looking for us to be able to match what you talk to us about and what Rory tells us to make it be true. So we can say, listen, these two aren't lying. April talked to us. Rory was nowhere around. Rory talked to Detective Pitcher. April was nowhere around. They both told the same story. They both told the same version of what happened. Because I think Ty or Travis talked him into doing something. And it just went bad.
He didn't say nothing to me at all.
Did Ty?
Listen to her. So now she's blaming Travis and Ty and Rory didn't. She's not making any damn sense. You wouldn't find me in that car. Let me tell you that. And you wouldn't find me without an attorney.
Well, that's the thing is that, this, how does April not know that she is blowing smoke up her ass? I don't understand that at all. I would have been out of there. If I am not under arrest and that door is unlocked, goodbye.
I wouldn't have got in the car. I don't care if I was in the front seat. I don't trust cops.
I don't trust cops either, and especially if they're doing that kind of in interrogation, which sounds like they're buttering them up or something. It's just cops explaining bullshit, and I hate that.
Right.
I hate that so much because it's like it's condescending, but it's in an underhanded way. Because they're actually condescending to you to speak to you that way because they think you are unintelligent enough to buy that crap.
That's probably what she's thinking, huh?
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly what she's thinking. If I just come at her this way and butter her up a little bit, then I'll get what I want from her and blah, blah. No. That's not how it works.
And they did have her laying on her stomach, the SWAT team. And here she's got a warrant in Texas, but they're not going to do nothing about that.
Well, no, because because like she explained at the beginning there was no extradition. It's only if she goes back to Texas, then she can be arrested. It's an in-state warrant. In other words, it's not.
Well, why did she bring it up then? Why did she bring it up?
Because she was using that as an intimidation tactic to get her to get in there, talk to her, and do what she wanted, was listen. Butter her up and find out what she knows, because that's what that cop's trying to do, is to find out what April knows. Who said what did you see? What are they saying? That's what she was doing.
Right.
She was on a fishing expedition and she was just blowing smoke up her ass. And that woman is so close to delivery that she didn't want to upset her, so she's coming at her all nicey. When cops do that, they are lying and trying to hem you up. Yeah. Period.
Tell you anything? Was there any conversation that you might have heard about where Ty might have been threatening Rory about talking? Did Travis threaten Rory at all that you heard about? Hey,
No, every time I was like, Travis was around, if I was on the front porch, he would just say, "Hey, I'm going to work," and that's it.
Okay. This is April. This is a mess. I wish
Me
I.
and Ty, we don't get along, so he really don't say nothing to me at all.
Let me ask you this: do you think Ty is telling the detectives bad things about you? Do you think maybe Ty is trying to say that you planned this and set Rory up? You don't think he would do that?
No,
Oh,
I mean,
jeez.
I know from meeting you that you would never do that. I can tell. And that's why I wanted to talk to you, April, because I just see a good person who's in a bad spot and trying to make the best of it. And God love you. You know, it takes a lot of courage to do what you're doing, and most people would give up and they would just say, "Screw this, I'm not doing this anymore." And you would have went back to your family. You wouldn't have stayed. You know, wouldn't have stayed by Rory. You just would have went where life was a little bit easier. You didn't do that. You stayed with the guy. You stayed with your guy, and he's staying real loyal to you. And I know that he wants to do right by you because that's what he told me. Promise me you'll take care of her. Promise me you'll take care of my baby. And when he told me that the baby was going to Michigan State, I said, I'm not so sure I can promise you that. But what I think is happening right now, April, is Ty is talking. And Ty's talking a lot. And he's saying that Rory did this and that it was Rory's plan. And Rory got them all to do it. And Rory told them about the money. And Rory said, let's go do this. And Rory went and got the stuff together. And Rory planned to meet there. And it was all him. And when it went bad, it was him that lost his temper. And I don't see Rory as a guy with a temper at all.
he don't have a bad temper at all, and he never said nothing to me. Like I said, he just every time he wanted to, I guess, talk, he would go upstairs or he was outside on the phone. He was never talking to me. I mean, he talked to me, but not about if something went wrong or something happened. He would just chill, just ask me, am I okay? Is the baby okay? But other than that, he never said a word of anything went wrong or something happened. He never said nothing to me.
Okay. Did you see him or Ty trying to do anything with clothes that might have blood on them?
I seen Ty.
What'd you see?
He came downstairs and then he was in the storage room and I happened to open it because I heard noise and Roy was like, "Why are you being nosy?" And I was like, "I'm not being nosy. I just hear something. I'm trying to figure out somebody's trying to break in our house because people always messing with that front door." And I seen Ty taking off his clothes and he was putting them in a bag,
What kind of bag was he putting them in?
like a regular plastic bag,
Like,
No, he wasn't.
bag like if you go to the gas
Hold on.
station or somewhere, they give you a little bag.
okay, like a
No, he wasn't. It was Rory that did that. Remember, Grandma?
Yep, that's what I heard too.
Yep. That's
Pretty interesting how she's throwing him under the bus because of what the cop said, huh?
Yep.
See, that's how they do this crap.
Look at, she said in the beginning, I don't ever see him. He's
That's
never,
right. Never had a bad word with him. Nothing at all.
See, this is, oh man, this can
But
happen.
see, as soon as Penny came out with those things like, oh, Ty's over there talking smack about Rory and trying to say Rory planned all this and blah blah blah, Rory. Then all of a sudden she's like, oh, he was putting his clothes into a bag.
Right.
Instead of Rory putting his clothes into a bag. And Rory is the one that said, mind your business. Remember that?
Who
She
said that?
asked him that, and he said, mind your business, and didn't
Oh,
answer her.
oh, okay.
Rory told April that.
Yeah.
When she said, what are you doing with your clothes and getting rid of them and all that? Mind your business.
Right.
That was Rory. Now she's saying it's Ty, and that's crap. It's a lie because the cop's sitting there bugging her. Interesting.
Something like this should scare everybody.
This should scare everybody.
Yes.
Because our freedom is at risk if this kind of crap continues.
Just think if he wasn't able to like bail out and, could he study in jail to be his own attorney? I mean, it could have turned out way different. An innocent man. I don't know. It would scare me.
Oh, I hate these people so much. They're so evil.
Like you get from like a Winn-Dixie or a Publix or a gas station. Did you notice anything weird with the clothes? Did you see blood on the clothes?
It was really dark. The storage is very dark, so I couldn't really see nothing.
In your house there, which room is the storage room?
The one when you go out that other door, and there's a lot of stuff in that other room.
Okay. So was he naked or pretty close to naked when you saw him?
Pretty much.
What do you have? What's the only thing he had on?
A
What?
tank top. He didn't have on no boxers or nothing. That's when I just closed the door.
Oh,
After
come
Ray asked me what was I doing,
I don't remember that.
I closed the door and locked it, and I just.
What's
sat
the
back down.
only thing he had
Did
on?
Ty ever say anything to you about you seeing him?
I don't think he seen me, but I know he heard the door because it's kind of. You have to kind of shove the door for it to close, so I know he heard.
Okay. What day did you see this happen?
Friday.
Friday, what time?
Friday, like maybe like 12 o'clock.
So midnight? Okay. What did he do with the bag after he put the clothes in the bag?
I really don't know what he did with that because I closed the door.
Okay. Did you notice anyone with blood on their shoes? So no blood on, no like bloody footprints in the house when somebody might have walked back in your house with blood on their shoes?
No, because Ray was the only one came in the house that night.
Okay. So when Ty came in, did he come in through the front door?
Mhm.
So he usually comes in the front and goes up.
Mhm.
So he's the one that lives upstairs.
Yeah.
So when he came in the front door, that storage area is off that front door, but you can get to it from your place too.
Mhm.
All right. So you heard the noise, went to that storage area, and Ty was there,
Yes.
and he had only his tank top on.
Like I seen him taking his shirt off. Like he had already had his pants on. I seen him taking his shirt off or whatever. I don't know whether he had on pants or shorts, but I know he didn't have nothing on, and I seen him taking his shirt off. He had an undershirt, a white undershirt on,
What kind of shirt was he wearing that he was taking off? Did you see?
like a black shirt.
Black. Did it have any writing on it? Any design on it?
I didn't really catch anything. I just caught him. It was already like halfway up.
Okay. Did you see the kind of pants he was wearing? Okay.
I don't know was it pants or shorts, but I know when I opened the door, those was already off. Like he was practically naked.
Okay. Let's talk about the mask that we found behind the door. Whose mask?
That belongs to Ty,
Okay. How do we know it's Ty's?
cause he had it with him for Halloween. He brought it over here.
Was that mask in the storage area? Is that where we found that mask? Was in the storage area?
No, it was actually Ty actually had brought it in our house one day, and I told him, "Can you get that out my house? Cause I don't like scary masks."
Spooky mask.
And he took it and removed it. I don't know where he put it at, but I know he took it out of our house.
Did you see it just recently behind the door where it was hanging?
No,
Okay, so you haven't seen the mask.
I've seen it before,
Right.
like when he brought it in our house, but I didn't see it like what 2-3 days ago recently. I
Okay.
haven't seen it.
And you don't know if Ty saw you taking his clothes off and putting it in the bag, but you're pretty certain he might have heard the door because you have to push the door real hard. But he's never said anything to you?
No, I don't think he even seen me.
Okay. Did you tell Rory what you saw?
No.
Okay. But Rory asked you about why you being nosy? And was that the last conversation you had about that?
He asked me, what are you doing? Why you at the door? What you being nosy for? And I was like, I hear a noise. It sounds like somebody might be trying to break in. And he was like, okay.
She
But
said
at that time, he was
Rory.
on the phone with somebody, so he wasn't like really too into what I was doing. He was, but not really like that. Like when I told him, it appears that I feel like somebody might be breaking in. I'm just checking. He just went back to doing whatever he was doing on the phone, and I closed the door, and I know he heard me when I shoved the door. Like I know he looked up, but I don't think he's seen me.
Okay. And Ty's never said anything to you about that night. And Rory's never told you not to say anything because he was afraid that Ty might hurt you or might say something to you.
No.
How do you feel about Ty? Like 1 to 10, 1 you don't like the
Damn.
can't stand him. So 1 means you can't stand him. 10 you love the guy. And are you at a 1 or a 0?
I'm like a 10 with him. I can't stand him.
Can't stand him. Okay. Do you trust him?
No.
Do you think Rory trusts him?
Yes.
But you've had that talk with Rory about don't trust this guy.
Plenty of time, and he just.
But Rory's a pretty trusting guy.
He's like,
She
oh,
keeps
he never
putting
fought
words
me.
in
He
her
never
mouth.
did nothing to, mess me over. He never fought me, jumped on me or anything. So, I trust him. And I'm like, okay. He's like, no matter how much you don't like him, how much you can't stand him, I trust him. And I'm like, okay. Whatever you say.
Okay. I want to make this right by you as much as we can. I really do, April. I'm sitting here with my stomach twisting and my heart's wrenched because I see a really decent human being in you and a really decent man and human being in Rory. And I just see things getting topsy-turvy and all screwed up because of what happened. And I want to do right by you. I really do. I want to do what we can to do right by you. And I'm going to leave here tonight and I'm not going to sleep because I firmly believe in my heart and soul that he talked with you and you're just afraid.
Being honest, he didn't say much to me at all. He wasn't talking. He talk about, am I all right? When we gonna go to my family house and visit them. But other than that, he didn't talk to me about nothing.
Okay. He might have just still been trying to protect you then. Because I'm telling you, Ty is going to try to make this be all Rory's fault. Because you know the kind of guy he is. And you said it best. You can't stand the guy. You know what Rory's going to be able to say after tonight? Ty crossed him. And he's never, ever, ever going to be able to look you in the eyes again and say, oh, he's never crossed me. He's done right.
Okay, that's a lie. Tucker did not bring him up. Grandma, do you remember? Or am I wrong?
What?
Everything that comes out of her mouth is a lie.
It is.
Tucker never brought up Rory.
Nope.
Unbelievable.
I know. She's completely making something up and trying to get information out of April and steer her thinking into thinking this was Ty. But did you hear her say Rory was the one?
Right. Oh, I can't stand this lady. It's a good thing that she's not a cop no more.
Right by me. He's not doing right by you guys right now. Not at all. He's doing you dirty in every single way a human being can do another person.
Yeah, just like you.
Because he is all about him. Life for Ty is all about Ty. And he's going to make certain that he walks away from this and you walk away stinky. Because he's just trying to avoid the stench. He doesn't want any of this coming back on him. And he's painting a picture that isn't pretty for Rory. And because it's not going to be pretty for Rory, you're like the casualty of war. You get the fallout because of what happened on Friday. And again, I think it was nothing but a mistake. It was a terrible mistake. It was tragic, but it was a frickin' mistake. And people make mistakes. We should all be able to hit the do-over button and say, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. It just went sideways. And it happened, and I'm sorry that it happened. And I think that's what happened here. It just went sideways. And I'm hoping Rory can get Detective Pitcher to see that. We're going to leave you with Rose's card, okay? Because I'm fresh out. She's got business cards. I don't carry them. Because that means people call me all the time. we'll give you. I'll write something down. She just said now she's going to get in trouble because she doesn't have a business card. That's what happens when there's 2 bars and no bars.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Now you said that Ty some
Oh,
goes
is
in
that?
it's like
I gotta turn this up.
like an
I got it
grocery
almost
bag.
back.
What do you do with it?
I have no idea because I had already closed the door at that time. I just seen him when he was taking his shirt off and putting it in the bag.
Did you look at the shirt? Did you see anything? I mean, at least a glance at anything?
It was already up, like coming, like pulling over. So only thing I know, the shirt was just black.
Black shirt. Okay. And what was your husband wearing that night?
He had on a black shirt with blue writing on it.
Did you notice anything on his clothing that he had?
Oh, now there's writing on the shirt?
I didn't see nothing on his clothes. When he came in, he sat down in the room, and the TV so big, it's a lot of light. I didn't see nothing on his clothes.
Did he just take it off and throw it to the side? Or?
He just sat down right in the chair. In the little beach chair that we have in the room, he just sat down in it, just watching TV.
He didn't say anything like, hey babe, listen, this is something that occurred. I mean, like Gavin said, something that should have never happened.
No, he didn't say nothing to me. He just asked me, was I hungry or did I eat already? And if I was hungry, he could fix me something to eat. And I told him I was good. I had ate already.
April, I'm going to give you my cell phone number. Because the next time you talk to Rory, I want you two to have a heart-to-heart. And I want you to let him know that although he thinks he's protecting you, that there comes a time when the truth sets everybody free. And that just merely trying to protect you may really be more harmful than it's good. And I'm sorry this isn't a fancy business card, but
Do you remember what kind of shoes was the other gentleman wearing that night?
I think it was like kind of grayish, brownish kind of looking.
tennis shoes, sneakers, low tops, high tops.
Like low.
Okay.
What was your husband wearing?
He had on flip flops, like Nike, kind of sort of Nike. I don't know if they're Nike shoe, but they're kind of like that. The black and blue flip flops.
Okay. I'm giving you my non-fancy business card. See that? It's non-fancy because it's a piece of paper out of my notebook. It's got my name. It's got my phone number. That's my cell phone. It's the easiest, best way to get me. If you think of anything, you hear anything, you talk to Rory, and you want to talk to me, again, call that number any time of the day or night. I answer it all the time. People call me all the time of the day and night. And that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. And if there's anything we can do to help you and the baby, let us know. Okay? We've got victim advocates in our agency that can help in the situation when things get really, really hard. So we'll help you any way we can, okay? Okay.
They're
I'm
lying
going to
to
have
you,
Rory to take you
April.
back in because I've got a crazy man calling me.
Liar, Kenny. Yeah. We'll help you with the baby.
Yep.
Here, Mike.
She disgusts me.
Oh yeah, definitely. especially the things we found out about her past. She is a bully.
Look up in the corner. Look at Paula's face. I mean, and she's just, this woman is twisting things to suit her narrative. It is so obvious. Really disgusting.
It's just a scary thought how many people go through this. Oh, I hope it never happens. What's funny about all these people, though, which I find it funny, none of them have an attorney. Not zero that talk to law enforcement. I think it's nuts.
Yeah, she makes me sick. I'm sorry. She makes me sick.
Right. Okay, we'll do this here real quick. I think, I think we should maybe start later for our lives because you're an hour ahead, but yeah. Now.
Yeah, it's after midnight here.
Yeah.
But we're going to be up early in the morning doing the
Adam's.
other court case. So, yeah.
Okay,
Adam Montgomery.
Grandma, check this out. And I laughed. Okay, this is 3/11. The hearing's at 9 a.m. I hope it's televised.
Oh, so it just moved 4 days.
Yep. And it says here, no shorts, tank tops, or bathing attire allowed in the courtroom. Remember Travis was wearing?
Yeah, I couldn't believe he came to court dressed like that. I was shocked.
I know, right?
Hi, Katarina. Thank you.
Hi, girl. We're back on doing our favorite case.
Well, maybe she didn't hear. Did you hear, Katarina, what happened with Paula?
I don't think she knows who Paula is. You want to explain?
Paula's picture is up in the far right corner, and Paula was part of this case that with Ty Tucker, and she was the victim. She passed away day before yesterday, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
From the COPD.
And her daughter or sister came through and said the only thing she was afraid of is being forgotten. We're not going to let that happen.
We're not going to forget Paula.
Nope. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to find the new judge is Bonnie somebody. Hold on a minute. Sorry. Why ain't I getting this right?
Yeah.
This one?
So we're kind of going back through a few things because we wanted to kind of pay tribute to Paula and her testimony.
Yep.
So that's kind of why we're revisiting this tonight.
Because it's her story and Matthew's.
It is.
It's not Penny's or Colleen or Matthew. Okay. This here, the judge's name is Bonnie Helms. She became, oh, no. Here. Nope, sorry. Assigned judge is James Morgan.
Yeah, this Bonnie Helms is the one who designated the Honorable James W. Morgan, judge of the 16th Judicial Circuit of the State of Florida, to hear, conduct, try, and determine said cause, and thereafter to dispose of all matters considered by him in said cause. And that was February 5th.
Yep.
So last Monday.
Monroe County still, I think he should, since he's going to represent himself again, in my opinion, he should get out of Monroe County.
Well, I don't think he has a choice.
Why not?
Well, because wasn't that the county in which the attack happened? The attack on Paula?
Well, yeah, but it don't matter.
Well, they would have to have a motion for change of venue,
Right.
and it would have to be, but it would have to be because of how much publicity there has been on it,
Right.
and that would be something that the prosecution,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you'd have to have a whole new prosecuting attorney and everything.
Wouldn't that be wonderful though? Because I don't like that guy. What's his name again? Dan?
I hope that his chunky little butt don't come up on my screen ever again, because I don't like him. He was full of crap. He was childish, and I thought he was extremely unprofessional.
Oh,
He's also a little whiner titty baby. How's that?
yeah, he just a little. Okay, so motion to release property.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-huh. The state attorney is asking this. Release the property in evidence and as grounds to the state of Florida, which follows. Trial in the instant matter on July 8, 2024. During the trial in the instant matter, state of Florida introduced numerous evidence. The matter ended in a mistrial. As such, the instant matter needs to be retried. Florida is seeking the release of all evidence introduced during the trial.
And given to the state's attorney's office.
They're in possession at Monroe County courts. And then it says here, the state of Florida requests respectfully that the honor court enter an order executing the defendant.
Excluding.
Yes. See?
Excluding supplementary discovery
Yes.
as evidence. Oh my God.
Hmm?
And to answer Katerina's question, I don't think, did he recuse himself or was he asked to?
Nope, he did. He excused himself.
He recused himself. Because why? Because he was prejudicial and he didn't want to get punished for it.
Probably.
So he stepped away.
Yeah,
because he looked like a big douchebag in the last one. Because
they seem to have a problem because he went pro se. That's our right to do.
It is.
They had no patience for Tucker because Tucker's like soft tone, real mellow.
But the judge was prejudicial against him. Yes. Because he was unfamiliar with how the court proceedings generally go. So he didn't have the flow that the judge wanted because he's not a freaking attorney. He's representing himself. So that's why.
Well, and the judge.
And yes, he should have stepped away earlier. He was prejudicial. He looked like a complete jerk, that judge did. So
yes.
Mistrial, and now here we go again on the 11th of March. So that's what's happening now. Oh God, I hate these people. They're so awful.
Yep.
They're so awful.
You guys, if you would know everything that this Monroe County did, you wouldn't believe it. But we got the grand jury transcript. We were blown away. So, Grandma,
I got that on my calendar for the 11th of March. I ain't missing none of that.
I know, right?
I just put it on my calendar.
Well, I'm glad I looked last night because they canceled the 7th.
Yeah.
So,
but they just moved it to the following week.
I know. But they didn't have it until yesterday.
Yeah, well,
yeah. Katrina.
Actually, Katerina, Kit did a lot on this case.
Katrina, I'm sorry. What?
There's so much more than is out there on the internet. Oh my gosh, there's so much that we covered.
It's amazing what we covered in 3 weeks.
It was an insane amount of information.
So we did this every day except for weekends for 3 weeks. And even after the fact, we did too.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're like, now what are we going to do? It's kind of nice.
I think you'll enjoy it if you do start watching them.
And we are here for Paula all the way. We are going to be her voice for the
Yes, Gia.
Yep.
Yes, Gia. We for the 11th of March.
Yep. Can you believe it? Gia, wait till you find out everything that Monroe County did.
Well, we brought up a lot of stuff and discussed a lot of stuff and laid it out pretty well.
Yeah.
So if she does read, what's online and then start watching what you did, it's going to help solidify. And then she's going to hear some of that stuff and it's going to blow her mind.
Yeah.
And then she'll be as mad as we are.
They're hold on. Let me get the playlist. We are ones, besides Court TV and Law and Crime, we are the only ones at first that covered this.
Yeah. All the way through.
Yep. Beginning to end.
And it was quite fascinating. I found it really fascinating all the way through.
Well, especially we didn't know the case and we were picking up things our very first live we did about the case. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
I sounded smart and I like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, he's such a dork.
And yeah, it is really a complex case. But I find it's so fascinating that the jurors were 11-1 for innocence, 11-1. That's why they could not get that one juror to see their point of view. So it was a mistrial.
Yep.
So that's okay. We'll do it again. But I thought it was interesting to see somebody defend themselves that wasn't okay, like Daryl Brooks or something.
Right.
Yeah, I think we really do, Katerina, because I feel like she was pushed like to the side during the trial so much. And so, yeah, I really have some love for her because a person has a right to speak their truth. And I feel like
they shut her up.
They tried to shut her up. They did not want that getting to the jury.
Right.
And this is what is bothering me about what they're saying about this exculpatory evidence, that Ty might have, supplemental discovery, blah, blah. That's going to be her testimony. They're going to try to keep her testimony out of it.
Why?
And that's going to piss me off. And just to warn you. If they try to keep Paula's voice squelched, it's going to piss me off.
I wonder if Tucker and his wife, either or, are going to come on our live.
I don't know if they can or should before the trial begins. I don't know if they can. I just don't want to harm the case.
Well, I'm not going to harm the case.
But I think it would be fascinating. I do know that, when he came in before, we were able to, get a couple of small questions answered, and that was fine.
And I wanted to talk to his wife and ask her feelings about all this,
Yeah, she was really, really obviously quite affected by everything that happened. I mean, her life was turned upside down for 5-6 years. So,
right.
It's really awful. But yeah, I feel really super strongly if they push Paula to the side in this next phase of the trial, it's going to piss me off because she had a right to use her voice. And if they don't want to allow him to bring in that testimony, then that is so, so rude. I think they should be allowed to. So I'm just going to be mad lady if they don't let her speak in her own case.
Well, hopefully they will show that deposition, because she didn't get to speak at the very end here.
I know. She
I'm
was so
so
upset
mad
and
at
so
that
sick.
prosecutor. I was so
She
upset.
was screaming at him.
I think everything was built up for 5 years.
Yeah, I think so. And she was sick of his crap. I hope so. I hope that that is true.
Well, I think we did a good job ourselves, because we got a lot of attention on this case on TikTok. That's where it's at. I'm telling you.
That's good.
I have 14,000 subs over there. I'm lucky if I can get freaking 5 people in a live, hear all my stuff over there. I mean, one video's got 4.7 million views.
Wow.
I mean, come on. And you guys know I work hard. I do. I
I
work
know you do.
and I want to do that for the victims. I don't get paid for this, people. Nope, I'm not monetized by choice.
It's better that way. It's easier that way.
Right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel right.
Well, not just that. Is that if you got 5 cents from anybody, somebody's going to be down your throat about it, because it's YouTube.
Yeah, because they're weird like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I just don't feel right. That's all. But I have asked for help in the sense of with my grandkids one time. And then I asked for help one time because my computer's going to hell.
I know.
So, yeah.
I know. We got to get you a new laptop. Maybe we need a GoFundMe. Let's have an all-nighter or something. GoFundMe.
Well, you know what? I'm broke. My car accident did me in. My deductible's $1,000. I don't know how I'm going to get it out. I got 600 saved for it, and they said after it's done, it's $30 a day they're going to charge me. However, my car is really damaged. The whole driver's side or passenger side smashed up pretty good. It don't look like it, but it is.
Oh yeah, it is. I can tell.
Yeah. I mean, my car was perfect. I didn't have a dent, nothing. Nothing. I took care of that car. Even they were impressed for the year.
I know.
Because it was brand new to me, 2015. It was only 4 years old when I got it. All right, everybody.
Okay, we're going to call it a night then and see you in the morning for the other case.
Yeah, we're doing
Adam Montgomery.
And it was really, really sad to listen to this morning.
God.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Well,
all right, sweetheart. I'm gonna mute now and then leave the studio. So I'll see ya.
Get the hell out of here.
Fine.
I'm just kidding. Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching. Let's pray for Paula and her family. My deepest sympathy goes out to you. And Paula, we're never going to stop. Justice for Paula. And Matthew. I'm not going to bed yet. I heard there's some stuff going on the internet. So I'm going to go be nosy. Thank you, Gia. There's going to be way, 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 way more. Because me and Grandma are going to start again from scratch. From the beginning. There's a lot of stuff that I should say, didn't catch. I was shocked. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. See you guys tomorrow.